Look Outreach is underwritten by the generous support of Munter Enterprises. Family owned and operated since 1972, integrity is important, as our family name is on every project. Our word is our bond. Munter Enterprises. Just build it.
Welcome back, everyone. Yes, they're still here. This is in part one of my interview with Ria Curley and Chuck Lamb. We were talking about Chuck's background, jazz musician extraordinaire, pianist. I can never say it, pianist. That always sounds too classical to me. Jazz pianist. And we were talking about his career and his work with the Brubeck brothers. Yes, that's correct, the sons of Dave Brubeck. So welcome back. Here we are in part two.
Thanks.
And the reason we're doing part two is that Chuck and Ria started a jazz series, a Caffe Lena. I think you did one so far, right?
Yep.
Okay, and we got the second one coming up Tuesday, Election Day.
Right.
Did you plan it that way or what?
It's actually, I'm not a producer of this one. It's Chuck and Caffe Lena and Joel Moss. So just to give credit over there.
Right. But it's, Ria's, we talk about guest artists and things.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, sure.
it's the first Tuesday
Of every month.
Of every month is the theme. So
And it's called Jazz at Lena, right?
Jazz at Caffe Lena.
Jazz at Caffe Lena. Okay, got it. And Chuck, if you see part one of the interview, you'll know what I'm talking about. Chuck puts together a collection of just the best jazz musicians, invites them to Saratoga. They sort of decide what they want to play beforehand, right? And then get in there, and it's a mix of knowing what you're doing and facing the fact that you're going to do whatever comes naturally, right? Okay. And in your case, that's pretty extraordinary, by the way, Chuck. So tell me about the one that's coming up on Tuesday.
So Tuesday is this really incredible flute player, right?
Pianist. Okay. Flautist.
So, flautist. But she actually is, she's classically trained also, and her career started as a classical flautist. In this case, then became a jazz flute player.
Yes,
right?
got it.
And she's just internationally touring all over, does major jazz festivals around the world. She's played with Stefan Grappelli and Kenny Barron.
Wow.
And, I mean, the list is, it's phenomenal. And she's just super musical, great energy, and her song selection for this is just going to be really fun. Authentic Brazilian kind of folk music that's done in a jazz, a jazz way. They're just beautiful tunes. I had never heard some of these composers. Some I have, like Ivan Lins, but these others that are just absolutely gorgeous, great energy to them, as well as, we're going to do some jazz standards. We'll do a couple of my originals, that Allie loves, and so that's this one,
Yeah, she's a wonderful player. She's really...
Yeah.
Well, it sounds it. I mean, if you're thinking about the flute, and then you happen to drop in the word Brazilian, so all of a sudden, in my mind, I'm immediately thinking of what a beautiful collaboration that is between those kinds of rhythms and melodies and what the flute offers, right? Yeah. And now, in a situation like that, would you play electric piano? You know what I mean? Because you've got a little more range in electric to lock up with her.
That's not a bad idea, actually. I express myself the best on the acoustic instruments.
Oh, okay.
And but you might have a point. I'll think about that.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not a bad
thinking
idea.
about the sound of a Rhodes and stuff. Because that's when I saw you playing electric this summer at the Jazz Bar. And you really handled that instrument really
thanks.
well.
Yeah. I'm glad you mentioned that. I might think about that because it really would lend itself beautifully with the flute.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Hey, who rounds out the performance that night?
This drummer from Jersey named Carl Latham.
Okay.
And he's another just monstrous.
Yeah.
Like I was saying to you before, he's played with Edgar Winter and Johnny Winter.
Oh, so he's got that side
he's
covered.
Got that side, and then he's played with Wynton Marsalis, and so his range, which I love. I mean, we all grew up on the Beatles and the Stones, and then Miles, and but to incorporate all that to make the form, to make music complete, especially jazz, you can draw on all of that stuff.
Yeah, sure.
You have the freedom in jazz to draw on. I'm going to play, like a McCartney kind of feel on this, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
So it's great to have Carl has that sensibility, and John Menegon is the upright.
He played bass.
He's also another. These guys, their bios are a mile long with. It's just really fun.
Yeah. And I think you can count on the fact that it's the first Tuesday of every month. Right. Didn't you say that?
Yeah.
First Tuesday of every month, Chuck is going to be selecting from this really, really exclusive list of musicians that he's worked with, and put these little kind of eclectic thoughts and groups together, right?
Yeah.
You know what? And as you probably well know, when it comes to jazz, it's wonderful to hear people do some of the classic covers. I never tire of that, ever.
Right.
But also the idea that you're putting people together that read each other so well that during the performance they're going places that they don't even know about. And the key for me is always to watch when they start smiling to each other. Then you think, oh, okay, I think we're in uncharted territory here, but it feels good, right?
Yeah. That's perfectly said.
Yeah, and that's the way it goes. So look, it's Tuesday. This is only the second one in the series, and it's going to go every first Tuesday of the month. We're going to have them on every Friday or Monday before the Tuesday to remind you, and you can tell us a little more specifically about what that performance is going to entail. But it's starts at 7 p.m.?
Yeah.
Okay. Caffe Lena, Tuesday, November 7, Election Day. Can't forget that. Don't forget to vote. And head over to Lena about 7 o'clock. And pretty soon you'll develop the same kind of habit that I've developed with this, that you just really just want to be there just to see what's going to happen. So great to see you, Ria.
Yeah.
Great to see you, Chuck.
Thanks.
Thank you very much for coming in. And can't wait to see you on Tuesday, and can't wait to have you back again.
Great.
Good, man.
Thank you.
Okay, you take it easy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks.
See this interview again. Am I still smiling? Go to our website, looktvonline.com.